Storing lemons for months without mold sounds simple, but it's a mix of science, technique, and kitchen tricks. In this video, we unpack the refrigerator magic, the plastic bag shield system, and even the controversial water bath method, plus the salt preservation game changer and the professional chef's secret weapon. We'll help you choose lemons wisely, manage cut fruit, master juice and zest storage, and walk through the fruit isolation protocol and advanced storage troubleshooting. Finally, we'll lock in the temperature and humidity sweet spot to keep lemons fresh, mold-free, and ready for months. 1. The refrigerator magic. Your lemon's best friend. Here's something that might shock you. Whole lemons stored in the refrigerator can stay fresh for 4 times longer than those left on your counter. While that beautiful bowl of bright yellow lemons looks stunning on your kitchen table, it's basically a countdown timer to disappointment. Whole lemons can last about 1 week if you store them at room temperature on the countertop, but move them to the fridge, and suddenly you're looking at weeks of freshness. Whole lemons can last for 3-4 weeks in the refrigerator if you store them in an airtight container or a sealed plastic bag in the crisper drawer. The science behind this is fascinating. A refrigerator's cooling fans create an arid environment inside the fridge, which can mean premature aging if you skip out on wrapping your lemons in a baggie before chilling them. Think of your fridge as a moisture vampire, constantly sucking the life out of your citrus unless you protect them properly. 2. The plastic bag shield system. Keep your citrus fresh by sealing them in a plastic bag in the refrigerator, and you'll find them last much longer. It's almost embarrassingly simple, yet most people completely ignore this game-changing trick. The kitchen scientists over at Cooks Illustrated did a little research and found that water wasn't necessary, but a zipper lock bag was key. The magic happens because those lovely rinds don't protect the fruit from drying out very well without some extra help. When you seal lemons in plastic bags, you're creating a microenvironment that maintains just the right amount of humidity around each fruit. This prevents the moisture from escaping while still allowing the lemons to breathe just enough to avoid condensation buildup that could lead to mold growth. 3. The controversial water bath method. Get ready for this mind-blowing technique that sounds crazy but actually works. Keep citrus in a bowl of water in your fridge, saith the hack. This means of storage, they claim, can keep your fruits feeling and tasting fresh for up to 3 months. I know what you're thinking, won't they get soggy? Surprisingly, no. The secret is to keep the lemons refrigerated, and here's the kicker: immersed in water. The coolness of the fridge and the lack of exposure to air keep the lemons perfectly juicy and ready for you to use when you're ready. However, there's a major caveat here. As with avocados, citrus fruits such as lemons, limes, and oranges should also not be stored submerged in water, since the liquid is similarly prone to bacterial contamination, even if the fruit is washed beforehand. Food safety experts and the FDA have raised concerns about this viral storage method, with the FDA not endorsing this storage approach, so proceed with extreme caution and always wash your lemons thoroughly before submerging them. 4. Understanding your lemon's enemy. Mold science. Penicillium digitatum is the primary lemon fungal phytopathogen, causing green mold during the post-harvest. This isn't just some random fuzzy stuff. It's a sophisticated organism that knows exactly how to attack your precious citrus. Green mold, Penicillium digitatum, and blue mold, Penicillium italicum, are among the most economically impactful post-harvest diseases of citrus fruit worldwide. What makes these molds so dangerous is their incredible persistence and adaptability. They're lurking everywhere, waiting for the perfect moment when your lemon's defenses are down. The key to beating them isn't just about temperature, it's about creating an environment where these microscopic troublemakers simply cannot thrive. 5. The salt preservation game changer. Here's where things get really interesting. There is a way to make at least lemon juice last longer. Just mix in some salt. This extra step can add months to its shelf life. All you need to do is mix in 1/2 teaspoon of salt per every 1/4 cup of lemon juice. This ancient preservation technique works because salt effectively preserves lemon juice by preventing microbial growth and chemical reactions, as noted in an article from the National Academy of Sciences. This happens through a process called osmosis, where salt reduces a food's water activity, i.e., the available space microbes have to multiply by sucking out the moisture, leaving behind a dehydrated environment. Microbes need moist conditions to thrive, and so the fewer water molecules microbes have to work with, the lower the likelihood of bacterial growth. It's like creating a desert where harmful bacteria simply cannot survive. 6. The professional chef's secret weapon. At high-volume restaurants like Spago in Beverly Hills, keeping lemons fresh is always a top priority. When at home, Alfero's recommends first rinsing and drying lemons to eliminate any potential bacteria or moisture that could be present on the fruit, and then wrapping them in an airtight resealable bag to prevent them from drying out. Professional kitchens don't mess around when it comes to ingredient freshness. They've figured out the perfect system through trial and expensive error. The restaurant industry secret isn't just about the plastic bag trick. Why the crisper drawer, you may ask? Crisper drawers have their own separate airflow system or temperature controls, making them a colder zone with more humidity, which is ideal for keeping produce fresh. These drawers are specifically engineered to create the perfect microclimate for fruits and vegetables, maintaining just the right balance of humidity and airflow. 7. Selecting your lemon army wisely. Choose the right lemons. Choose lemons that are bright yellow and not too mature. Younger lemons will last longer in storage. This might seem obvious, but most people grab whatever lemons are available without thinking strategically about storage longevity. Like any fresh fruit, look for lemons that are free from bruises, soft spots, and any noticeable scars. A good lemon is vivid yellow and will have a little bit of give when squeezed. Your lemon selection process should be like choosing team members for a marathon. You want the strongest, healthiest specimens that can go the distance. Avoid any lemons that feel too soft or have dark spots, as these are already compromised and will spoil faster, potentially affecting their neighbors through increased moisture and bacterial transfer. 8. Managing cut lemons like a pro. You can refrigerate lemon halves and lemon slices in the fridge for 3-5 days in an airtight container or a zip-top bag. Once you've broken that protective skin barrier, you're working with a completely different timeline and set of challenges. You can either wrap the cut side of your lemon tightly in plastic wrap, or you can store the fruit in a food-safe container or bag. Then, place the wrapped or contained lemon in the fridge. The key here is speed and protection. However, once a lemon is sliced, it becomes more susceptible to spoilage and degradation. The exposed flesh allows bacteria and air to penetrate more easily, leading to quicker deterioration. Think of a cut lemon as having an open wound. You need to act fast to prevent infection and moisture loss. 9. The lemon juice and zest storage strategy. You can juice lemons and store the lemon juice in an airtight container or enclosed glass jar in the fridge. The lemon juice can last upwards of 4 days, though it will slowly lose its flavor. But here's where you can get really smart about maximizing your lemon investment. If you want it to last longer, pour the lemon juice into ice cube trays and freeze it in convenient serving squares. Lemon zest can be stored in an airtight container in the fridge for a week or in the freezer for up to 4 months. This is pure citrus gold that most people waste by throwing away the peels. Keeping a little bit of lemon zest on hand is great for punching up dressings or sauces in a pinch. When a dish just calls for the juice of the lemon, consider zesting it first and then storing the zest to use later. 10. The fruit isolation protocol. Similar to onions and potatoes, there are some fruit combinations that shouldn't be stored together. Don't store apples, bananas, stone fruit or pears with other types of fruits, including lemons. Certain fruits emit a gas as they age that can cause other fruit to ripen, and then spoil, more quickly. To keep lemons as fresh as possible, keep them in the crisper on their own or with other citrus fruits. This ethylene gas situation is like having toxic roommates. They might look harmless, but they're secretly sabotaging everyone around them. Lemons that are left on the countertop, especially if they are close to bananas or other ethylene-producing fruits, can ripen much faster. Creating a citrus-only zone in your refrigerator is like establishing a safe house where your lemons can live their best life without outside interference. 11. Advanced storage troubleshooting. Sometimes even the best storage methods can go wrong. Since we're not using any preservatives in this method, try to keep an eye on lemons in the bowl. As I mentioned earlier, if one of them rot, it can affect others. In such a situation, you can remove the rotten lemon from the pot and replace the water in the bowl. The one bad apple principle applies perfectly to lemons. A single compromised fruit can doom the entire batch through cross-contamination. In addition, you will have to replace the water with fresh water each week. This maintenance routine isn't optional if you're using the water storage method. Think of it like changing the oil in your car. Skip this step, and your entire preservation system breaks down. Regular monitoring and maintenance separate successful long-term storage from disappointing failures. 12. The temperature and humidity sweet spot. Eureka lemon fruits were stored under 4 controlled atmosphere (CA) combinations at 8 degrees Celsius for 20 days to investigate the effects on weight loss, WL, total soluble solids, TSS, titratable acidity, TA, vitamin C, VC, total phenolic content, TPC, sodium carbonate soluble pectin, SSP, malondialdehyde, MDA, and volatile compounds. Scientific research shows that temperature control is absolutely critical. Even a few degrees can make the difference between success and failure. As you might be able to guess, keeping citrus at its peak is all about moisture. So how do you keep that moisture inside the porous fruit before it seeps into the air? To prevent this process, citrus should be kept in an environment with high humidity. Your refrigerator's crisper drawer is designed to maintain this delicate balance, but you can enhance it further with proper bagging and container techniques.